Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Chandra Jini Badana Ujwala Gala Deshe Banamala Kore Jhalamala Vrindavana Shiva Sukhana Radha Preme Gada Gada Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gada Gada Bhaku bhakati noda dekhe Gaurar sampada Bhaku bhakati noda dekhe Gaurar sampada Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ka Shobha Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Janavi Tatabani Jagamanalobha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda सही गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe Prabhu Jagannath Baladeva Jaya Subhadramay Jaya Giri Raja Jaya Govardhana Giri Raja Jaya Govardhana Nitai Gaura Hariva 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 Gaur Hariva Nitai Gaura Hariva 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 Gaur Hariva Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Premanande
Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivedakacharya Astaterasata Srimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Paramahansa Parivedakacharya Astaterasata Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Sagaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Ganga Maayi Ki Jamuna Maayi Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Brihat Madanga Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ki Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Sambira Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Blessing. Narasimhaya Nama Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Dadahine Prahlada Hiranyakashe Purvaksha Hiranya Shilatangana Khalaye Shilatang Tona Simha Paratona Simha Yato yato yani tato nasina yato yato ya Dahe nasimhara dahe nasimha Narasi mamadeshana rapadi narasi Avagara Kamala Varenaka Adbhuta Singa Valita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bhinga Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Vajagadisha Hari Jai Jagadisha Hari Jai Jagadisha Hari Tava Narasimhadev Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Bhare Jai Jagadisha Bhare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Hare Radhe Jaya Nasimhade, Jaya Nasimhade, Nasimade Jaya Nasimade Jaya Nasimade. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad. लक्ष्मण भगवान है प्रहलाद महाराज की जय. Hold it.
So welcome everyone for ISKCON Baltimore, Nitai Gaur Sundar Jagannath Subhara Giri Govardhan, most beautiful Shri Radha Madhav. First I'd like to thank you the pujaris for dressing deities so nicely. Loud Haribol for them please. We have several sponsors in memory during the Shraddh ceremony. So we'd like to save the names and you can say I chant Hare Krishna one time in the departed soul. But first one devotee just for blessings is doing. So Chaitanya Chandradas Prabhu and family for all Vaishnava blessings. You can loud Haribol for them please. Haribol. Are they here, bro? Yes, bro. Please come, Prabhuji. Take blessings. Haribol. Thank you. The next one is Rajdevi Dasi for her Gurudev, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. Is Mataji here? So, of course, Maharaj is in Nitya Dham, but we can face the deity and chant Hare Krishna one time, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Next, we'd like to thank you, Radhika and Nimai, for sponsoring for their father and grandmother's ceremony. So please come, Dharmaraj Prabhu and Kamadika Mataji. So we say, face the deity and chant, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. क्या करें प्रभु जी? Please take blessings, Prabhuji. Next is Rattak Prabhu for Putri Amasa for his father, Chiman Bhai. He's not here, but we can chant Hare Krishna, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vinda Mataji for father, Suresh Vishwanath Shinde on Putri Amavasya. Is Mataji here today? Okay, then. Please take blessing, Prabhuji. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Pranab Patel Prabhu and Kalpana Mataji for blessings for the ancestors. So please, Pranab Prabhu, please come. And we can face the deities and say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And lastly, anonymous for the parents, Colonel Harimon Verma and Uttara Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you all for sponsoring. May Krishna already, you guys are all devotees, so maybe Krishna bless them. They are already in the eternal dham, blessed by Guru and Guru Varga, basically, for that. So now just an announcement. On the 5th of this coming month, 5th of October, first time we are holding a Howard County Rath Yatra. So those who are not there, please, most of you live in Howard County. This is a way to connect with the devotees and come here as of our initiative of 335. So as many as you possible, please spread the word to all of people around. It will be held in Reservoir High School for that one. So it'll be a nice program. And kudos to our book distribution team who distributed more than 100 Bhagavad Gitas yesterday and today. Loud Haribol for them, please. Yes. And lastly, as ISKCON, we all know that we are all for Green Initiative. Yesterday, we did a cleaning drive all over the Bloomsbury Avenue. The councilman was here. They were very appreciative. And he knew that ISKCON has come a long way from being an old temple to a new grand building, and we're keeping the place clean. So we need all your help to please make sure everything stays clean. We'll try to do these drives more often, every 3 months. And we'll do a health camp also for the community, to blend with the community for that one. And lastly, we are launching this, as we all know, ISKCON is going green. Keep Mother Earth nice and beautiful. So we have launched this green initiative, and I'm very happy that one of our dear youth leaders, Raj, is here, and he's going to tell what we're going to doing with the plates which we use, how to recycle the plates. And as time passes by, we're going to have the composting, everything also ready to go for that one.
No, it's fine. Yeah. Hare Krishna, everyone. Haribol. My name is Raj, and then today I'll be talking about ISKCON Baltimore's Green Team. Okay, so first is an introduction about cleanliness. So I wanted to share a quote with everybody that Srila Prabhupada said in a letter to his disciple Nandarini, and this was in October 1967. He says, "Another thing I request is that everything in the temple should be kept nice and clean. Everyone should wash hands before touching anything of Krishna's. We should always remember that Krishna is the purest, and similarly only the pure can associate with him. Cleanliness is next to godliness." So Srila Prabhupada is giving us a great reminder that in every temple, every place of worship should always be clean and organized. So here's a little introduction. Why cleanliness matters. A clean environment reduces the spread of germs, bacteria, and diseases. Well-kept spaces prevent accidents and injuries. Clean spaces protect wildlife, reduces pollution, and keeps nature healthy, which is what we want to achieve at our temple. So our final goal is composting. We have seen around America that other ISKCON temples have adopted the composting system, and the feedback has been positive towards a self-sufficient ecosystem. We want to eventually implement a composting system at our Prasadam Hall because we want to reduce wastage of food and paper products, and we also want to help keep the temple clean and reduce our Prasadam costs. Benefits of composting. Less waste in landfills, healthier soil, which could be used for our garden that we have, and so on. Better plant growth, which also could be used for growing vegetables and flowers for the deities. Lower greenhouse gases, which is all the gases that are in our atmosphere. We want to keep our earth healthy and clean. Natural fertilizer without chemicals. This is also for our garden. And in general, we just want to support a cleaner environment for our temple and for the earth. And how do we get there? So we're going to be rolling out with 3 phases. So phase 1, starting today, is creating better habits and organization. So today we will be placing leftover prasadam in one bin and stacking prasadam plates on the side. So that's phase 1. Phase 2 will be using Go Green products. This would mean converting from current paper products, like our paper plates for prasadam, and converting them to compostable products. We're also going to be funding compostable products fundraising because they tend to be slightly on the expensive side. And then our final phase is a self-sufficient system. This involves using a composting company so we can take our prasadam and use it for soil and other stuff around the temple, and eventually utilizing it for ecosystem or eco-farm, so growing plants, growing vegetables, and so on. So today is phase 1. So a few ground rules from now on. Amount of prasadam honored. Do not take more than you can eat, and you can always go back for seconds if needed. A reminder about cleanliness. Before disposal, please clean up behind yourselves. If you have children, please clean up after them. This means the table needs to be clean, the chair that you're using needs to be cleaned, and anything around you needs to be clean. It should look like the picture that we have here, a clean white table after you're done eating. Leftover prasadam. Please walk to the composting station in the rear of the prasadam hall. There will be a table and a bin, and only dispose of leftover prasadam and spoons in the garbage the designated garbage bin. And then stack your plates on the composting table at the composting station. This will help allow an organized and clean prasadam hall and temple room. We don't want leftover prasadam, plates, or anything else, spoons, napkins, laying around the prasadam hall or the temple room. We want this to be a clean area. Our final goal will look something like this, which is in New Vrindavan. There will be separate bins for food, plates, cups, spoons, napkins, and so on. But today we will only be focusing on plates and prasadam. So once again, prasadam, napkins, spoons go in the garbage bin, and plates go on the side. So this is just phase 1, and I'll update everyone when we come out with phase 2. If you have any questions, please let me know. And yeah, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Raj. This is a very wonderful initiative. This is how our youth in ISKCON is growing and taking these wonderful initiatives. All over the ISKCON, many youth have taken this, and I'm so grateful that you have taken this role. And we all have to help out, make sure that we are responsible adults and help out. The kids are taking the initiative. Adults have to follow suit for that. Okay, without taking too much time, we are very blessed and honored that His Holiness Ramat Maharaj is here. Haribol! For more than 50 years, he's praying Krishna conscious all over the world. As many wonderful roles as a president in Manhattan to one of the longest serving chairmen of the North American Executive Committee, the highest governing body for ISKCON. He spoke in many Fortune 500 companies. College preaching is his main endeavor. He's done so many college programs, congregation development. So many wonderful congregations come up in different parts of the country under his able guidance itself, whether it's Potomac, St. Louis, Seattle, Detroit, everywhere else. Youth development is another Maharaj's big focus. So we are very so blessed that Maharaj is coming here and blessing us with a very, very special talk for today. Hare Krishna.
You do it. You do it. Hare Krishna. For newer people, the Jai Radha Madhava. You do it. Are there any newer people here? Any persons here kind of new? Nobody. Hey. Oh, come on. For newer people, we're going to sing a song. And these are the words to the song. And the words are just names of Krishna in Vrindavan. You know Krishna, right? Yeah. But this is Krishna in Vrindavan. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Kunjabi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Madhava Mridanga. Gopi Jana Balabha Girivara Dadi Gopi Jana Balabha Gopi Jana Balabha Girivara Dadi Gopi Jana Balabha Girivara Jasodanandana Brajajanranjana Jasodhanandana Brajachanaranjana Jamuna Tiravana Chadi Unatir Jamuna Tiravana Chadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Madhava Kunjabi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dadi Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dadi Jasodhanandana Brajachanaranjana Jasodhanandana Brajachanaranjana Jamuna Tiravana Chadi Jamuna Tiravana Chadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Asta Saraswati Simad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Gaur Premanandi. Okay. It works? Okay. Sometimes it works. Nice to be with you all again. Now, for our new guest, you're going to hear some names you've never heard before. But try to just pick up on the flow and don't worry about the names you've never heard before. Many of you certainly know the story of Gajendra Moksha. Moksha means liberation. Gajendra, that Gaja, elephant, was not only an elephant, but he was a king of elephants. Gajendra. And the painting is depicting the conclusion of this pastime. We'll start at the beginning. Now, in the pastime, there's Lord Vishnu resting on the back of Garuda, the eagle carrier of Lord Vishnu, and he's rescuing Gajendra. Because before coming here, I was in a few places discussing the prayers of Gajendra. From his prayers, Lord Vishnu hears his prayers, and he descends on the back of Garuda. And because this Gajendra is a little inconvenience, he has a crocodile chomping on his leg for 1,000 years, 1,000 years, that's a long time to battle with a crocodile or alligator. He picks, with his trunk, he picks a lotus flower from the lake and offers it to Lord Vishnu. Like we sometimes offer flowers to the deity or to the Vyasa-san of Srila Prabhupada. So this is in person, he's descended and he liberates Gajendra from his difficulty. Now this is found in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is a narration of the different personalities of Manu that occupy the post of Manu during each day of Brahma. Each day of Brahma, there's 14 Manus. And this one, we're not going to go through all the detail because of time, but this is Manu number 4. And Manu number 4, his name is Tamasa, and he is the son of Priyavrata. Who's Priyavrata? Priyavrata is one of the sons of Swayambhuva Manu. Who's Swayambhuva Manu? Swayambhuva Manu is the first of the 14 Manus. So the sequence goes like this. Lord Vishnu creates, and then the sub-creation is done by Lord Brahma. He takes all the ingredients, the plan, the Shrishti Shakti, the power to create, the inspiration to do it, and on your mark, get set, he finishes graduate school and he builds the universe. But it's not just build the universe, he has to populate the universe with all varieties of living entities. So he does that by expanding the Prajapatis. Directly from him come Prajapatis, Prajapatis, the fathers of all Praja, or offspring, not just mankind, the followers of all. And then he has to keep it all organized, so he makes laws. Manu is the law maker and law giver. So that's who Manu is. During every day of Brahma, there's 14 of them. And the first one of them, the first of the 14 Manus, described in Canto 2 and Canto 3, and then forward through many of the cantos, is Swayambhuva Manu and the offspring of Swayambhuva Manu. See, there's some names. You don't worry about it. So Manu has 2 sons and 3 daughters. 2 sons, Uttanapada and Priyavrata. And the 3 daughters, Devahuti, Akuti, and Prasuti. 3 daughters. So we hear about Devahuti and her offspring, Lord Kapila Dev. We hear about Uttanapada and his son, Dhruva. Dhruva was a, so, and that's way back. So, but Swayambhuva Manu, we hear a lot about Swayambhuva Manu going through multiple cantos of the Bhagavatam. And we get to Canto 8, and Maharaj Parikshit asks a question that sets the tone for the rest of the canto. And his question is, you spoke about Swayambhuva Manu extensively. Could you identify the names and a little bit of the histories of the other 13 of the 14 Manus? And that's what Canto 8 is. So in the beginning part of Canto 8, we hear about Manu number 2, Manu number 3, and now we're hearing about Manu number 4. Because it's during the reign of Manu number 4, who is the son of Priyavrata, who is the son, one of the 2 sons of Swayambhuva Manu. He has a pastime in which Lord Hari, during each of the Manus, there's a form of the Lord who appears. And Hari, a name of Vishnu, Hari, appears in this pastime. So he tells the pastime of Gajendra. Now, it comes at the very, very end of this pastime, but I'm reversing it because it's easier to follow the pastime. who was Gajendra before he was a king of elephants? And the answer is, he was a king. In the Pandya dynasty, in the estate of Dravida, this is right from the Bhagavatam, and according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was a member of the Pandava family. It's not in the Bhagavatam, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur states it multiple times. And he was very dedicated, very elevated devotee of Vishnu. He was a Vaishnava. He worshipped Vishnu. He worshipped Vishnu so intently that at a certain stage, he turned over his kingdom to his son, his eldest son, and he went into the Malaya hills to perform austerities and focus his attention in complete dedication to Lord Vishnu. And while he was doing that, something happened. Misfortune. The misfortune was, good fortune in one sense, Agastya Rishi just happened to pass through, along with many of his disciples, through the same forest where the king was. And the king saw, he had a vow of silence while he was doing his worship and meditation, and literally he was in trance. And Agastya didn't understand that for some reason, and he took exception because the etiquette, he's not just a Brahmana, he's a very elevated, powerful Brahmana. And here's a king that can't even say Hari Bol. No words, no kindness, no sitting place, no water, he's in trance. So he uttered a curse. And the curse was that this person does not have proper conduct. He is degraded without intelligence. He has insulted a Brahmana today. May he therefore enter darkness, just like an elephant. With low intelligence, let him become an elephant. And so it happened. Now, the king is in trance. But he came to know that this curse happened, and in time, doesn't say how quickly it happened, but he became an elephant. Maybe next lifetime, doesn't give that detail. And where he became an elephant was at Trikuta mountain in the midst of the ocean of milk. Now, a little confession. I had an assumption that's not necessarily correct. Because the assumption is, I know of an ocean of milk where the demigods go when they're harassed by the demons, and they go to the shore of the milk ocean, and in the middle of the milk ocean there's a white island, Svetadweep, and Garbhodakshay Vishnu is there. And the demigods offer prayers to Lord Vishnu, help, and he makes some message back to Brahma, yes, I'll help. So that's one place, a very well-known place, Milk Ocean. However, would you like to know? I'll tell you in case you would like to know. There are many such places. Many such places. I did, substantial research, and there's many such places. I'll tell you a few of them. One of them is described in Canto 5. In Canto 5, there's a description of the structure of the universe. The structure of the universe is not the Milk Ocean. The structure of the universe is Bhumandala, the middle planetary region where we are. There's a place called Jambudweep. Jambudweep. And surrounding Jambudweep, there's a series of circular islands with oceans in between those circular islands. One of those oceans is an ocean of milk. That's another of the milk oceans. And there's other references made of milk oceans. So there's multiple milk oceans, and there's multiple Trikutas. And some, without all the details, some appear to be Some appear to be in the heavenly realm, some appear to be in the earthly realm, and there's others, according to one reference. This is in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Sanatana Goswami mentions Hari Bhakti Vilas as a manual that describes many things, including deity worship. and Sanatana Goswami specifically says there are three places where marble for carving deities are very special. And one of them is Trikuta Mountain. But he's writing it for people of this realm. So, and where do you hear the height of this Trikuta Mountain? Trikuta means a mountain that has three peaks. 80,000 miles. No, Trikuta, tree, there's three mountain peaks. Shh, shh. One is gold, one is silver, and the other is iron. Trikuta. And the length and breadth, 80,000 miles. You know where there is such a place? I don't know where there is such a place. I don't know whether it's an ocean of circular islands either. I don't know where that is. But that's where he was. Iron, silver, and gold, beautifying all directions and the sky. And there's a nice description of the place. It's where Gajendra was residing. The mountain, so it sounds like celestial region. The mountain also has other peaks, which are full of jewels and minerals and are decorated with nice trees, creepers, and shrubs. The sounds of waterfalls create a pleasing vibration. The mountain has many lakes and rivers with beaches covered by small gems resembling grains of sand. In a valley of the Trikuta mountain, there's a garden called Ritumat. And the garden belongs to the great devotee Varuna and was a sporting place for the damsels of the demigods. Now it sounds like a celestial, but it's a detail because you read the Bhagavatam carefully and you find out even on Jambudvip there are places where celestial maidens come and they sport, even on the earthly plane because they're so nice. So you figure it out. I couldn't. Exactly where it is, but there's a nice description. This garden was filled with fragrant flowers, flowering trees, and tasty fruits of all seasons. In that garden, there was a very large lake filled with shining golden lotus flowers. Intoxicated bumblebees hummed with the chirping of birds. So Gajendra was roaming around in this forested area, and along with his friends and some female companions, and he became thirsty. And he wanted to bathe, and so he entered the lake. Gajendra, the leader of the elephants who lived in the forest of Mount Trikuta, once wandered about the lake with his female elephant associates. Simply by catching Gajendra's scent, all the other elephants and animals, like lions, tigers, rhinoceroses, serpents, and there's a Sanskrit word, I had to look it up, sharabhas, or bison, and deer. Some were afraid and some were not afraid. By Gajendra's mercy, animals like foxes, wolves, buffaloes, bears, boars, monkeys, rabbits moved about in the forest without fear. So some were afraid and some were not afraid. Surrounded by many elephants, including female and younger ones, Gajendra made Trikuta mountain tremble. He was perspiring with intoxicated vision. From a distance, he could smell the pollen of lotus in the lake. Being thirsty, he soon arrived at the lake with his associates. Gajendra bathed in the lake, drank its cold, clear, sweet water. mixed with lotus pollen. Thus he felt relieved of fatigue until there was a problem. Like a human being who lacks spiritual knowledge and is too attached to the members of his family, the elephant, illusioned by the external energy, had his wives and children bathe and drink the water without considering it an endeavor. However, there was a crocodile in the lake, and the crocodile was envious. "You have entered my lake?" A strong crocodile was angry at Gajendra and bit his leg in the water. And they battled. This is another nice painting. They battled for one. Whoever is the mother of that little child making that interesting sound, could you take the child somewhere else? Oh, dear mother. No, not just on your lap, because the noise is going to keep coming. It is upstairs? Okay, fantastic. Sannyasis and little babies don't go well together. Some of you are used to that sound, and some of us aren't used to that sound, and pardon me. So he struggled and struggled and struggled. The wives, the female elephants, began to cry. Other elephants wanted to help him, but could not rescue him. Gajendra and the crocodile fought, pulling one another in and out of the water for 1,000 years. This is the reference. It's still Canto 8, Chapter 2. Seeing their fight, even the demigods. So the demigods don't have to be only in the celestial region. They can move around. So again, we don't know exactly where this place was, unfortunately. So here's the situation. Gajendra was a creature of the land, and the crocodile was a creature of the water. So because the creature of the water was in his natural habitat, he was not getting weakened, but rather getting stronger. And Gajendra was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And it doesn't say they took a nap, like at the end of the day they took a break and came back fresh the next morning. 1,000 years. Whatever the realm that they were situated, that's a long time. So tired, weak, hungry, his strength depleted. As the crocodile, enthusiasm, physical strength, and sensual powers increased because of being in the water. Now, when there's danger, sometimes someone becomes reflective. Uh-oh. On my own endeavor, there's nothing I can do. And there's lessons about life, by the way. It's built into the story. It's not an essential part of the story, but sometimes there's difficulties that we encounter, and we can try this, that, and the other thing, and the difficulty doesn't go away. Somebody have experience of that? It's called life, material life. One thing and another thing, and it doesn't stop. And we often rely upon our own strength, which is what Gajendra did. Now, he wasn't just an elephant. He was a strong elephant, but in his previous life, he was a great king, and he was not only a great king, but a great devotee. He was a very elevated devotee. So he began introspecting. When the king of elephants saw that he was helpless by fate, that he could not save himself, and that his life was in danger, he thought for a long time and finally got intelligence to take shelter of the Lord. Now, where does intelligence come from? The same place that forgetfulness comes from. Supersoul, Paramatma. Now remember, he's a Vishnu Bhakta. And Paramatma is one of the forms of Vishnu. So he's struggling, and now he's going into an introspective evaluation of his situation. I'm finished. But he has shelter. From his previous life, he remembered what that shelter is. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments, this is my karma. No, some of you like the Srimad Bhagavatam. I like the Srimad Bhagavatam. There's a very nice verse I'll make reference to. And if you have a Bhagavatam set in your home, you can look it up when you get home. And if you don't have a Bhagavatam set in your home, we'll help you get a Bhagavatam set to put in your home. Canto 10, Brahma's Prayers. Canto 10, Chapter 14, text number 8. And some of you know the verse, I'm sure. Tatenu kampam susabikshamano. It's a nice verse in which Brahma is in a difficulty. The difficulty Brahma is in is he just made a big offense. A big offense. Like, really big offense. The big offense was he not only stole, but he kidnapped Krishna's, at least he thought he did, Krishna's personal associates and his calves and put them in a cave. He came back to the scene of the crime to see what's Krishna going to do. But much to his surprise, there were the calves and there were the cowherd boys. He just put them in a cave and sealed the cave and put them to, by his mystic power, put them to sleep. And there they are. Because Krishna manifested exact replicas of each calf, each cowherd boy. And then he showed, because Brahma has a father. Everyone has a father, except Krishna. So that father is Vishnu. And each of the cowherd boys then manifested forms of Vishnu. And how many cowherd boys were? Asankhataha, too many to count. Some finite number, but too many, so many. And that many forms of Vishnu. So, then many other, all the potencies of each Vishnu were manifest surrounding Vishnu, and then each of those potencies personified began offering prayers. It's a big prayer concert, cacophony of sound. And many other things happened, and then all of a sudden, poof, they all disappeared. Just like poof. And all that was left was Krishna standing with unblinking eyes, looking at Brahma. You wanted to test my potency? Guess what? Everything comes from me, including you. He didn't say, he was silent, just smiling. Brahma fell at his feet and offered prayers, and one of those prayers is 10:14:8, and he's saying, when you make a mistake, this isn't a translation, but in essence, when you make a mistake, you can expect you're responsible for your mistakes. That's this little state. This is my karma. I'm in this difficulty because of my past misdeeds. And when those difficulties come due to past misdeeds, you accept it. What are you going to do? You got a crocodile on your leg. Or you've got a problem won't go away. Or you got whatever you got. You got a health situation, you got a something. And if not that, 10 other somethings. There's always something. Because it's the nature of the place. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. There's practical lessons in the Gajendra Moksha story, is what I'm saying. And when difficulties come, you accept it. But the second half of that prayer, 10:14:8, is my mind will not budge an inch. from the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead. So that's what happened to Gajendra. He somehow, because of Supersoul, that's the somehow, he remembered his previous life as a devotee, a king, a devotee of Vishnu. And then he starts offering these prayers as the king would offer prayers to the personality of Godhead. They're very elevated prayers. Now, some of you like the Bhagavatam. Some of you like the Bhagavatam like me likes the Bhagavatam. I've been liking the Bhagavatam for a good number of years now. And I live with the Bhagavatam. It's inside here, it's not just out here. But after reading it and assimilating its message, it's very nice. When you assimilate like that, it stays with you. It may be forgotten. Like in the case of Gajendra, he got the body of an elephant. He forgot. It wasn't in the front of his mind. Now with this life-threatening danger, it's in not only the front of his mind, it's coming out, and he's offering these wonderful prayers. When he thought in this way, he suddenly got intelligence. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments. The other elephants, who are my friends and relatives, could not rescue me from this danger. What to speak of my wives? It is by the will of providence that I have been attacked by this crocodile, and therefore I shall seek shelter of the Supreme Lord. And then he offered his prayers. And then after finishing his prayers, from the sky descended, as you saw that other initial painting, Lord Vishnu on the back of Garuda, smiling. I've come to rescue you. Because in his prayers, most of his prayers, just an essence of his prayers, he's describing the Vishnu deity or Vishnu function. Now, many of you have some idea. Some of you have a very clear idea. Vishnu's function is in relation to material creation. Sarga in Sanskrit. The preliminary creation. And then Brahma assembles all the ingredients and builds each universe. But Lord Vishnu provides everything. The ingredients, the intelligence, the plan. He gives Brahma a darshan of the universal form so he knows what it looks like when it's all done. And he builds one on so many universes. And the source of all those universes is Lord Vishnu. So it's in his prayers, without going through all of what his prayers say. They're very nice. And when in the course of those prayers, he recognizes the Creator he didn't give him by name. He just says the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or Bhagavan. Please protect me. Now, protection can mean different things. It can mean his body, because that was certainly on the line. He's going to lose his life. But more than that, there's material existence, not just a particular body or a particular circumstance in a particular body. Please protect me. It's the whole of material existence, because in his prayers he asks, he makes a request, in addition to protect me, please give me residence with you. I want to be with you. And being with the personality of Godhead, that's protection. It's like a mother and a child. Without the obvious, the parent is a protector of the child. The dependent is dependent upon the independent. Of course, the independent mother and father are dependent upon the supreme independent. And that's part of his prayers. And then Lord Vishnu appears. Gajendra then fixed his mind on his heart, with perfect intelligence and chanted mantras which he had learned in his previous birth as King Indradyumna. Here's one of those prayers. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Person and meditate on him because he is the root of everything, even Brahma and Shiva worship him. This is just some of his prayers. I surrender unto him because he is the cause and sum total of all universal ingredients. He creates, maintains, and destroys, yet remains aloof, and so forth. This is a nice verse, 6 and 7. An artist on stage being covered by an attractive costume is not understood by his audience. Similarly, the features of the supreme artist cannot be understood even by the demigods and great sages, than what to speak of an animal like me. Those actors on stage, you can't tell who they are. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead give me protection. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead be my destination. Now, all of this is going on with this alligator on his leg after 1,000 celestial years of battling. We're not likely to offer such prayers in our most dire set of circumstances. It's possible when the remembrance comes from the personality of Godhead. And that's what happened with Gajendra. I'm going to move forward because the prayers are very nice. I offer my respects unto the Supreme Lord who appears in the realizations of pure devotees and who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. I worship the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Shelter, who is, this is now going forward with the verses, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Director, the Supreme Cause, the Supreme Enlightener, supremely merciful, and oh, by the way, this crocodile thing on my leg, you're very merciful. Please do the needful. And so he does. He comes to save, so that's his Hari. We had some discussion in Virginia. What does Hari mean? The name Hari has many meanings. One of those primary meanings is he who takes away. So some people are afraid because they want to hold on to stuff, but he'll take away. They don't want to worship Hari because they want to hold on to stuff, but he'll take away. But when he takes away, he with his 1,000 hands he takes away, but with 1,000 hands he gives. That's another corollary meaning of Hari. Realizing that Gajendra was suffering in this way and hearing his prayers because it was audible. There are many, many wonderful prayers in the Bhagavatam. Over half, 2/3 of the Bhagavatam is made of prayer. There's many other messages, but lots of prayers, very exalted prayers. And this is a very unique one. It's from an elephant. He heard the prayers. The shelter of the universe, carried by Garuda, traveling at the desired speed, immediately came to the place where Gajendra was struggling, Trikuta mountain by the shore of the Milk Ocean. Seeing the Lord on Garuda in the sky, here's that same image we started with. Gajendra lifted his trunk, which was holding a lotus, and spoke with great difficulty, besides ouch. Oh, Guru of the universe, oh Lord, I offer my respects to you. Another nice painting of holding up the lotus and Lord Vishnu accepting his offering. The Lord, by his mercy, quickly pulled the elephant along with the crocodile out of the water, and then the Lord severed the crocodile's snout from its body with his chakra and saved Gajendra. Now, there was this dual purpose. The crocodile happened to also have been cursed by a Brahmana. The Brahmana was Devala Rishi. And Devala Rishi cursed the king of the Gandharvas named Hu, because Hu was playing with some girls, Gandharva, with some ladies, in a lake. And Devala Rishi happened to be in the same lake, so he went underwater and grabbed a hold of Devala Rishi's leg and started pulling his leg. But Devala Rishi knew what was going on, so he cursed him. You become crocodile. So, as you see in the painting, the Sudarshan Chakra chopped the head of the crocodile, and out of the crocodile body came King Kuhu. And now he's not just in a crocodile form, but he's in a Gandharva form. There's some prayers that Huhu says, and he requests permission to return to his Gandharva position. But Gajendra, as you see from the painting, Gajendra, when he was released from the crocodile, he was then awarded a form like Vishnu. It's called Swarupa, Sarupya Mukti. He received a four-armed form like Vishnu, and a Vaikuntha Vimana descended from the sky and took him to Vaikuntha. And the statement is made in the Bhagavatam because he had been touched by the chakra, by the body of Lord Vishnu. He had become freed from his contamination. This is meant to be an illustration of Devala Rishi. So Devala Rishi caused King Kuhu's problem. Because Gajendra had been touched directly by the Supreme Lord, he was freed from the bondage of ignorance and received the same bodily features of the Lord with yellow garment and 4 hands. By the Lord's contact with his mind and voice, Gajendra achieved liberation from ignorance. And as the good stories end, and they all lived happily ever after. Only this is one that really happened. Happily ever after in the spiritual world. Like a touchstone, by the Lord's touch upon his physical body, he attained a spiritual form, 4-armed form, like Lord Vishnu. The demigods and sages praised Lord Hari's activity, offered their prayers, showered flowers, that was shown in one of the paintings. In the sky, kettle drums resounded, and the Gandharvas danced and sang. And that's how the chapter ends. Here's a nice painting depicting the Gandharvas and the demigods and the sages witnessing all this and offering their praises of Lord Hari and his merciful liberation of the elephant Gajendra. So I'm going to end. Commonly there's discussion, but I think I went too long already. Huh? Okay. Would anybody in the room like to raise a question or comment or some sharing, something or other? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Such a wonderful lecture. Maharaj, I was just reading one of the quotes which said that, Gajendra remembered the mantra from his previous life and offered. So it just tells that at least I have hope that if this life doesn't happen, we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, in next life we can remember the mantra and go there for that one.
On the ladies' side, please stop the chatter. On the ladies' side, please stop the chatter. Thank you very much. Respect the person who's speaking over here, not me, but your president. Shh. Go ahead.
Yes, so Maharaj, when he says that he remembered the mantra from his previous life
Yes.
and offered, so that means that Krishna is so merciful that from previous life also, if you've done good, we always will be able to get it there. So at least we have hope for that one.
Yes, there's hope. But, it's not mechanical. it's mercy. And we may remember, may not remember. In this case, he remembered because Super Soul honored his devotion from his previous life and the intensity of his devotion in the present life, and he honored him with remembrance. So practice very nicely and depend upon the mercy, because it's the combination of effort and mercy that makes bhakti successful.
Thank you, Maharaj. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for beautiful description of this pastime.
Go ahead.
I was just contemplating on this pastime. Then I was thinking that Gajendra took the shelter of the Lord in this most difficult situation of his life,
Yeah.
about to die or in a very dire need. He could really, the intensity of taking shelter was so much.
Yeah.
So that is there. That often comes actually when we are in difficulty, when we are in challenging situation. This intensity of bhakti increases so much. Otherwise, it's very difficult in normal situation.
Yeah. Bhakti is a place of shelter. Difficulty can be an impetus for bhakti. Difficulty can be an apparent obstacle for bhakti. Depends upon how you look at it. Go ahead.
And so much at
It's a little noisy, yeah.
yeah. On the other level, I was also thinking, like, there are some great devotees, even though they are suffering with so much difficulty, they are still absorbed within the difficulty. They are enjoying that this is the time I'm experiencing the most nectar.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, he was going through cancer. He used to say, I don't want to exchange my situation with anybody else. I'm
You're speaking really
experiencing
fast.
something
Speak
else.
slower. The last part, you just like went
Okay. Sorry,
like the
Maharaj.
motorcycle that passed us on the highway.
Okay. So what I was saying that in that difficult situation, some great devotees, they experience something very, very high. I was giving example of Bhakti Tirth Maharaj.
Yeah.
He was telling in
Yes.
the situation of cancer, he's experiencing such nectar. He don't want to exchange his situation. Same way Kunti Maharani is, asking more problems. Other devotees also,
Right.
Maro
right.
Virakho Vijo Ichha Tumar Krishna.
Those are exceptional personalities. No, you're commenting they're exceptional, and then the usual is what about us? How do we get there? And by practice, just, practice and mercy. Not just by practice, but practice and mercy. And we have to be eager for mercy. The distributors of mercy are ready. Are we ready? You have a question? Well, okay.
Thank you. Question is, in this particular lila, the sage curses a Vaishnava.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I'm preaching, they say, how can sage, the Vaishnava is supposed to be more dear to Krishna, how can a sage curse a Vaishnava, and how that happens? So it's
You know the answer, but I'll say it, and you'll say, oh yes. Sometimes the out-of-character behavior of a sage is inspired by super soul within in order to facilitate a lila to be carried out. So Vishnu wanted, one might say, Vishnu wanted this king to come quickly in this next lifetime, to come quickly to me. So he inspired Vishnu in the heart of the sage, inspired the sage to do what the sage did, to enact a lila. During this past week, we had this whole discussion about what Brahma did for the Brahma Vimohan Lila. He did what he did, but he's not He's up there. He's not a sage, but he's up there. And there were additional purposes. That is, the mothers of the cowherd boys, they wanted Krishna as their son. The cows wanted Krishna as their calf. So a Leela was set up where Brahma made a boo-boo. An uncharacteristic boo-boo. Inspired by Paramatma. Now, there are other things and other things. One of the other things I'll mention, at least in the case of Brahma, he's not a pure devotee. Otherwise, he'd be in Vaikuntha, but he's not in Vaikuntha. He's in Brahmaloka, topmost, but he's not in the spiritual world because he's not yet qualified. So there was something in his heart, and Krishna wanted to take that something out of his heart. Now, sage may or may not be a pure sage. A sage can be a sage without being pure. So he can be triggered by something. I'm expecting respect, and you didn't respect me? I curse you. That's not behavior of a sage, even if he's not pure, but he behaved that way. Now, it doesn't say what came back to Agastya as a result of making that curse. But something, we can assume. You can't offend a Vaishnava like that. Something came back to him, so we don't know what that is. Yeah. Hey, we're going to give you the microphone. How's that?
Thank you, Maharaj, for your nectarian class today. I was thinking about this picture, Maharaj. I really loved this picture. Very nice pictures, all you have shown. This picture was showing that everybody is a spectator here. And Lord Vishnu, though is so attractive, he is ready to deliver every one of them. And I felt like not everyone is ready, or they are just clapping, but is it that only Gajendra was ready, but rest of all are just not half committed? Please kindly.
Well, there's the Bhagavatam. How many verses are there in our Srimad Bhagavatam? 18,000 verses.
Right.
Right? And there are larger and larger and larger and larger versions, just like the Mahabharata has so many verses, and the Ramayana has so many verses, and there's the Mula Ramayana that has billions of verses. So it's just not in this narration what happened to those other fellows. But some other fellows, they're also being the objects of reciprocation of the Supreme. But Gajendra got because he really wanted. He really wanted. Really wanted. So a situation was created for him to give Vishnu, to give himself. He gave us darshan, and he gave him a spiritual form, and he took him to Vaikuntha because he was eligible for that. And not all these other fellows pictured here are eligible for that.
I see.
It's very special. So how to get there? Not just like how to become an elephant, and be saved, but how to become qualified to attain the supreme destination. It's a great eagerness. Utsahan nischaya daryat, right? Starts with utsahan. Utsahan. You know the verse?
Yes.
Utsahan. Enthusiasm. So enthusiasm for what? Somebody may be enthusiastic, get money. Somebody may be enthusiastic, get alcohol. Somebody may be enthusiastic, for something else. But enthusiasm for the supreme destination, and cultivate it and stay with it. So that's King Indradumna had done that, and he was given a track to get there. With an interesting Leela to educate us also on different, even when dire circumstances come, don't forget. And even if you get, Krishna may help you. Hari may take away the forgetfulness and give you remembrance. May. No. So you're curious what happened to the other fellows? They weren't as eager, enthusiastic, and determined as King Indradumna was. Okay?
Thank
So
you, Maharaj.
become like King Indradumna. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj.
You get the last question. We're going to end.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. My question, Maharaj, like Gajendra has so much faith in spite of the most difficult situation he is in.
Slowly, please.
Sure, Maharaj. Gajendra has his faith intensified as his problem intensified. And in life, we face different circumstances and difficulties and sometimes happiness. It appears like anything can distract or take us out of the path of devotional service because life is so unpredictable. So what things one should keep in mind so that still he hangs on?
Well, two things. There's emphasis on the misfortune, but King Indradumna didn't take shelter of Vishnu because of misfortune. He had fortune, and he passed the fortune on to his sons so he could focus on Vishnu without being distracted by the fortune. So it's not that by misfortune only that dire circumstances are needed in order to become Krishna conscious. Good fortune, ill fortune.
Yeah, my question, Maharaj.
But I know what your question is. I'm just responding to the circumstance. When misfortune comes, it's rare that the intensity of one's response, because his first reaction was, help get this thing off my leg. He's powerful. He's the king of elephants. And he tried with all of his strength, and it didn't work. We do that too, within our capacity, without thinking that my capacity comes from Vishnu. Let me use my gift from Vishnu in his service. We're not thinking like that, usually. So it comes from practice. The sadhana is the practice. And it was previous life practice, but he had access to that previous life practice by the grace of Paramatma. So, it's back to the very first comment that was made, practice carefully. It's to our eternal credit. We may even forget later for some reason, but it doesn't go away. It may be accessed, may not be accessed, but it's an asset that we're carrying with us always. So keep investing in the eternal while we're engaged in the temporary. No. You want to ask your question again?
I think you answered, Maharaj, because practice carefully, that can save us from future unpredictability. Because sometimes happiness also can cause one's way away. So.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Maharaj ki, we're so grateful that, every time Maharaj comes, such beautiful lessons we learn from. And November 16th will be next one, where we'll have Associate Maharaj and get blessed. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Really appreciate that.